Think of the happiest moment of your life. Now here's the disturbing truth. That moment did almost nothing for your long-term happiness. Neither did your worst moment, neither will winning the lottery, and neither will losing your legs. Your brain has a system specifically designed to make sure nothing changes how happy you are for very long, and understanding the system might be the most important thing you ever learn about your own psychology. Here's where this was proven. In 1978, psychologists Philip Brickman, Dan Coates, and Ronnie Janoff-Bullman published a study that should have changed how we think about everything. They interviewed three groups of people. The first group, 22 major lottery winners, people who had won between $50,000 and $1 million. In the 1970s, that would be life-changing money. The second group, 29 people who had become paraplegic or quadriplegic from accidents, people whose lives had been permanently catastrophically altered. The third group, regular people, a control group. They asked everyone to rate their current happiness, their expected future happiness, and how much pleasure they get from everyday activities. Here's what they found. The lottery winners were not significantly happier than the control group. In fact, they took less pleasure from ordinary daily activities. The money had made small joys feel smaller. The accident victims were as expected, less happy than the control group, but not by much, and they expect to be just as happy as anyone else in the future. The researchers had discovered something fundamental about human psychology. They call it the hedonic treadmill. Here's the mechanism. Your brain doesn't measure absolute levels of anything, it measures change from a baseline. When something good happens, your happiness spikes, but your brain quickly recalibrates. What was extraordinary becomes ordinary. Your baseline shifts upward. Now you need something even better to feel the same spike. When something bad happens, your happiness drops, but your brain recalibrates again. What was devastating becomes your new normal. Your baseline shifts downward. The pain fades. This is why lottery winners stop feeling rich. This is why accident victims stop feeling devastated. No matter how fast you run on a treadmill, you stay in the same place. Here's where it gets stranger. In 2003, researchers Richard Lucas, Andrew Clark, Yanis Georgelis, and Ed Diener tracked thousands of people over decades using the German Socioeconomic Panel survey. They wanted to know, does adaptation happen to everything? The answer was no. Marriage, people adapt completely. The happiness boost from getting married lasts about 2 years, then fades entirely. Having children, complete adaptation. Parents return to their pre-child happiness levels. Divorce, people adapted. Losing a spouse, mostly adapted, but some things broke the treadmill. Unemployment, didn't fully adapt. Especially for men, years after losing their jobs, people were still less happy than before. The wound didn't heal. Disability, partial adaptation at best. People adjusted somewhat, but never returned to their full original baseline. And the death of a child, that was catastrophic, almost no adaptation. The pain stayed, the treadmill has cracks, but they're almost all on the negative side. Here's why this matters for your life. Think about what you're chasing: a promotion, a bigger house, a nicer car, more money, a relationship, a body transformation. Hedonic adaptation predicts you will achieve these things, feel briefly happier, and then return to exactly where you started. Your brain will recalibrate. The new normal will feel like the old normal. You are running on a treadmill that goes nowhere. And here's the cruelest part. The lottery winners in the original study reported getting less pleasure from ordinary activities than regular people: reading a magazine, watching television, talking to a friend, eating breakfast. The windfall didn't add happiness, it subtracted the ability to enjoy small things. Here's what actually works. If circumstances don't change lasting happiness, what does? Researchers Sonia Liubomirsky, Kenan Sheldon, and David Shodden proposed a model. They estimated that roughly 50% of happiness differences between people come from genetics, a set point you're born with. About 10% comes from circumstances, your job, your income, your relationship status, the stuff you're probably trying hardest to change, and 40% comes from intentional activities, what you choose to do with your time and attention. The 40% is where you have leverage. Activities resist adaptation better than circumstances because they can vary. A new car becomes the same car every day, but experiences, relationships, and purposeful activities can surprise you. Studies show that spending money on experiences produces longer-lasting happiness than spending money on things. Things become background, experiences become stories. Acts of kindness boost happiness in ways that don't fully adapt. In one study, people who performed 5 acts of kindness per week reported sustained increase in well-being. Gratitude practices work similarly. People who regularly write down things they're grateful for show lasting happiness increases. The practice itself prevents the baseline from swallowing the joy. Here's the deeper lesson. The hedonic treadmill isn't a bug in human psychology, it's a feature. Evolution needed you to keep striving even after success, to keep avoiding danger even after recovery, to never feel satisfied for long. Satisfaction would have been fatal. Your ancestors who rested on their achievements got eaten by the ancestors who didn't, so you inherited a brain that refuses to stay happy. That converts every achievement into a new baseline that makes you hungry again the moment you're fed. Understanding this doesn't make you happier, but it might make you wiser. You might stop believing that the next achievement will finally be the one that changes everything. You might stop sacrificing the present for a future state that won't feel any different than right now. You might notice that the things you adapted to were never going to save you, and the things that actually move the needle are available to you today, right now for free. The lottery winners didn't know this. They thought they'd won, but they were still on the treadmill, just like you. Thank you for watching, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe.